Battlefield of Eternity, map number 1, Meta Madness continues, the round robin, everybody. 7 teams clash in a round robin. We have three maps per match. They get all played out since every single map represents a point, and we are creating a ranking with those points, and the top teams make it into the playoffs. Now, Meta Madness, as usual, is trying to push teams out of their comfort zone. We have 2 rules for that. Rule number 1, we have heroes that are banned for the entire event. All 13 that are currently banned can be found here. And in addition to that, we also have the rule that every single hero that gets played cannot be played again within the same series. Makes it quite interesting as you're moving from map to map, and especially in best of 5 matches that we will see in the playoffs. This could get really, really wild. Now, I should note that the number of pre-bans that we have down here can actually change as the live stream continues. We have sub-goals on the live stream, and also members that are joining on YouTube feature into those as well. And as we're hitting new goals there, we will ban out more heroes until the playoffs start. Once the playoffs start, everything just like is fixed so that the players can fully concentrate on that. Currently we have 13 bans, but again, this could be increased. So if you've been thinking about joining the members there on YouTube, then you can hit the join button underneath the player, and all of that is going to count into, again, the goal. So it would help to ban more heroes for the main event then. By now we are in game number 1. We got Team KTZ. They are not in a 2-0. My apologies. Again, like, there's a lot to handle. Meta Madness is an awesome tournament, but I gotta say there's a lot more to handle than with the traditional tournaments because of all of those bans. You need to keep tabs of that. The teams is all a little bit different. So sometimes there will be the occasional overlay mistake, but I'm going to fix them as quickly as I can. So as I said, this is indeed map number 1. We're not starting with map number 3 here. Urel is our first pick. Team KTZ is going up against the Nameless Kings. And generally speaking, the red team is for sure the underdog heading into all of this. So they're a bit of an underdog team that signed up for the event and is currently trying their best to, first of all, gain some experience, but also to see if they can improve, learn from everything that's going on here as they are up against opponents that have a lot more tournament experience than they do. And I actually have to say, they had some pretty cool games where they could have also snuck in a bit of a win occasionally. And again, if you make it into slot number 6, you are qualifying for the playoffs. Now, you might not have the best position in the playoff bracket as it starts up, but they could make it there. And the prize pool is currently split on the top 4 teams. So there's always some crazy stuff possible. On the right team, on the red side though, the Nameless Kings, let's face it, these guys have been playing absolutely amazing so far. It was not all flawless victories for them, but a real strong performance, and they are the huge favorite coming into this. But with this particular format, every single map that you lose means you lose a point. So if your opponent prepared one cool draft, gets lucky on one map, has a couple of cool ideas, then they can really wreck you. So you have to be on point all the time. I mean, we all remember games where a team that is massively ahead takes the lead in the series, you know, things like, hey, this is easy, and then all of a sudden they are losing a map or even 2. But in this case, we have Malfurion for Scourge, so one of his favorites, Tracer for Ultralisk. Boah, this is gonna hurt. I mean, Uther can come in with a stun, but still, even with a Thrall follow-up potentially, this is going to hurt a lot. So, Deathwing, he gets taken, and, well, with that, we now have the final 2 picks for the red team. So, let's see what Lopaka and Morenas are going to lock in. We need a bit more frontline. The main tank is still missing, of course. And I guess with Battlefield of Eternity, more damage on the Immortal wouldn't be a bad choice either. Garrosh first, and we get Malthael. Garrosh, Malthael, plus Urel, triple front line for them. The red team all set up, as we have on the side of Team KTZ the final pick. And yeah, main tank would be a good idea too. They got Uther, but I don't think that he's going to double as a main tank given the lineup that they're currently running. So what's the choice for BOE? A Deathwing main tank is also something I don't really expect here, so I would assume triple frontline is what we're getting on both sides. And, well, it's Kharazim! They indeed have Uther doubling as a main tank, alright. Kharazim plus Uther, we get the good old Uther main tank plus Thrall plus Deathwing, and with that we're heading into game number 1 of the series. The blue team on the left with Irana. On Taikes, we got Chachu. On Deathwing, Shizen. On Karazim, Onigiri on Uther, and Drilling on Thrall. I can't be the only one that every single time that I read the name Chachu, I mean, obviously with the FR behind it, I think he's French. But when I hear Chachu, I think Chochi. So full-on Winnetou is what we're seeing from Team Cat Red. And over on the right side, Scorch for the Kings with Malfurion. Lopaka on Garrosh. Ultralisk on Tracer. We get Morenas on Thrall. And Ubi is playing Urel. Yeah, this is a pretty brutal lineup, especially seeing Ultralisk on Tracer in game number 1 of a series like this. That could hurt a lot. So it comes down to how well the Kings are going to run this, what they can actually do here. But at least at this point in time, we have a bit of bot lane action between the teams. Thrall is currently holding the top lane for them, so has indeed gone for Trolling Thunder. Could have gone technically into a full purple play by him going for Trash Lightning. Tigers with auto attack style. Press the advantage on level 1. As Shizen comes in with a bit of extra damage. So, yeah, attack, attack, attack. That's the name of the game apparently. Get some kills in. The problem is that Tigers is already caught and taken out. Yeah, the mix between Lopaka to just get anyone thrown into the team, and then Ultralisk being that busy bee that zips around the opponent and gets damage connected, that's a huge issue. So Shizen already being followed, pushed back as well. Oh, nearly a second kill. Okay, not quite there yet. Honestly, if you are Team Cat Red, the one game, yeah, I would really aim for a big... I could have totally seen them go for that strategy that we've seen in the Underdog Cup, where a team just goes in game number 1 for some crazy picks, bans out through picking a full roll, or some comfort picks on the other side, and then, you know, aims for victory in game number 2 or game number 3. With the format that we're running here, I think that would make perfect sense. So I'm a little bit surprised that Team Cat Red does not do that. Just imagine them coming in here and just picking, I don't know, 5 supports, for example. And do the same thing in map number 2. You lose those games, but then game 3 is utter chaos, and that's where you might get a lucky punch in, you know? Because are you realistically able to win multiple games here? Probably not if you're the underdog. They could have done something like this, but we'll see. So far it's only 1 kill. Then again, if your goal here is obviously to learn from some of the top teams, be able to go back to the drawing board later on, look at your replays and be like, okay, we got wrecked in this fight, what do we change, what do we do, and just analyze the game a little bit. If that's your goal, then of course you're much better off just going for a typical playstyle and just see what you can learn from the opponent. And this is where a lot of the teams that sign up as underdogs in these tournaments can really benefit from. Get some tournament experience just in general, and then also analyze your own games, compare yourself to some of the best, and see how this is working out. Right now, for example, we have In the Rhythm on level 4. I mentioned the auto attack style that we're getting. We have the first Immortal now coming up too. And Thrall! Face check, my friend. Straight into the bush and gets murdered. So that's a bit tricky. Now they're down to 4. And we'll see. The sustain is there. I mean, you got Karazim and you got Uther. So they have the sustain available for team fights. But they still need 5. Oh, the flip into the stun! And Uther is about to go down. Gets his butt moonfired by Malfurion. And now they're pancaking Tychus as well. So, yeah. That's that. Easily taken out. That's 2 kills. 3 kills. 4 kills in total. And Dryerlink might be the next one. So, yeah. Thrall, he came, he saw, and he got murdered again. Yeah, with Shizen also slowly starting to retreat here. Seems like the team is a bit on the run. The halftime show has also been lost to the blue team. Their opponents are just doing too well. And again, the isolation plays that we're seeing from Garrosh, for example, are really working out. Tigers is trying to escape here, gets instantly attacked, and Ultralisk in particular is having an absolute field day here. As expected. He is on one of his absolute comfort heroes and is just crushing it. That's 14,000 damage for Ultralisk already. And just kill after kill that he's bringing to the table. So this is pretty huge. I mean, currently we have the Immortal again attacked, and it seems like the blue team is at least getting some damage in and reduces the shield value. Has it down to 10,000 HP, it's still going to hurt. Tiger's died 3 times already, and Tracer is just boosting her damage. Now we have a level 7 talent advantage. It's not really going to go too far, since 7 should be picked up by the blue team too in a moment. Nice hit against Ultralisk. Yeah, maybe Tracer got a little bit cocky here, and Uther tried to turn it around with that stun. Didn't quite work, but was close. So Ultralisk saved by Malfurion at the end of the day. At the top lane, though, they have to attempt to defend, and we still see Thrall at the bottom of the map. Up here at the top, it's Tychus that is, again, maybe a bit too exposed, and Garrosh takes advantage of it, sets the kill up for Ultralisk, who is able to eliminate the auto attacker. And they're just chasing past that fort. I mean, damn. Kerosene gets murdered. Oh my god. And Uther is down too. So both of the supports are eliminated. That's 9 kills to 0, and we're only 5 minutes into the game. It's a brutal one. The Nameless Kings are one of the best teams that we have in this tournament currently. And they are just on a different level. It's absolutely obvious here. Team Cat Red doing what they can. That's a bit of a speedrun situation that we have currently going on for the Kings. They got level 10 abilities, and we're looking in total at a 2-level gap between the teams. So, on 7, Combat Tactician. Good stacks within the rhythm, by the way. Question is just simply what they can do with it. Karazim. Yeah, Tracers on him the entire time. They try to follow Parker. Ooh. I mean, at this point, I really think that it's fair to say whoever dies first on the side of the Kings owes the rest of the team a beer or two. I mean, at a minimum. So, this is honestly a bit of a side bet they should make every single game. First one to die always has to buy in the next round. Down at the bottom of the map, we got still our 1v1. Urel up against Thrall. The blue team is mainly trying to get the experience. And Thrall... Garrosh! Yeah, he's dead. Garrosh... Oh, Garrosh is also dead. Yeah, Garrosh is gone. There's the first kill for Team Cat Red. And Garrosh is eliminated. Thrall still dies, but that could still lead to another kill for them. Urel had to pop her ult. Oh, but Tychus gets attacked again. He has decent stacks. The problem is that he buys them with his life. Oh, I'm talking about life. Deathwing also gone. That's a triple kill now for Tracer. Again, Ultralisk on this hero is an absolute madman. 27,000 damage now. After the topside fort got dropped, now with the minion wave that comes in at the bottom of the map, they can technically go for the next one. Take down fort number 2. And all of this is still playing out with the blue team not having access to heroic abilities. But Malfurion gets killed. Karazim is like, screw it, as long as I get 1 kill, we're fine. Tracer again on the follow, and Ultralisk. You just can't shake him. Ultralisk is not giving up here. Onigiri is on. I had sushi yesterday, by the way, in wise preparation for today's stream. I knew that I would cast them. I would get hungry whenever I see him. So Onigiri is able to get out. Good for him. 2 kills by now. Against 13, but hey, 2 kills at least. Taking down Malfurion and Garrosh. There's still a big gap. They closed it a little bit. Gotta give them that. But with the... this is actually a bit of a meme. This thing is still standing, which is kind of funny. What about the Immortal, though? The halftime show is already lost, and the Red Cat is trying to go straight in for the next team fight. Okay, Lopaka. Also, oh, not only Lopaka, Urel might be in trouble here. Yeah, there's kill number 3. Urel was hit by Deathwing's ult and then goes down. Deathwing dies, but still. Tychus gets thrown around a little bit. Divine Shield, alright. And Malthael, they should get him. And they can, but both of the supports are now gone. And Urana is the last man standing. And Team Cat Red turns into Team Dead Cat. Easily eliminated. They got 2 kills. They got Urel and they got Malthael, but they were just not able to win the team fight after that. They lost their supports. 77 stacks for Tychus with 31,000 damage. And obviously now the fort at the bottom of the map is going to get clapped. We have the Immortal that also gets slapped around a little bit over here. They are 14 kills ahead now, and despite the kills that we just saw for the blue team, their opponents are still in the driver's seat. It's going to be a 5-man as they push for the bottom of the map. The 2-level gap between the teams is still there too. They try for Karazim, and he might have just tried to escape into the wrong direction. He's able to get away though. Yeah, those dashes can come in pretty handy at times. But the Immortal isn't even there, and the Kings are already pushing. Deathwing has been dealing with the top lane a bit, also hoping to get more experience, of course, for his boys, so that they might get to level 13 for the defense. That's not happening. But now 10 minutes into the game, we're seeing the wall at the bottom of the map destroyed, and the Kings are looking for blood. They want more here. They want another kill. Opaka is diving pretty far to the front. Talking about it. There's Odin, maybe a bit too far out, gets instantly attacked. Onigiri might have, already Divine Shield out. There's the last rites, and it's the end of Uther. But Malfurion dies too, and Malthael is down. I mean, you can say whatever you want, but the blue team is at least fighting. These guys are not giving up. They get a double kill here. Problem is, in their chase, they fully ignore the Immortal, which might not be the smartest decision, because it seems like that's going to eliminate the keep. But Ubi is also about to go down, so that is kill number 3. Number 7 in total. They're getting kills, but the Immortal is taking down the keep over here. Ultralisk is still alive, so good for him. Deathwing was hoping for the kill and nearly got it. But at least the blue team is locking in some kills for now, and that helps them with the extra experience. The loss of the keep is a problem. But Lopaka gets also dropped, and that's now 8 kills to 19. So, yeah, they're getting there. Tychus with 123 stacks is also with a huge extension of his minigun trait. In a spot where he can reliably get sustained damage out throughout the team fight. 44,000, nearly top damage in the game. Another, well, yeah, the last rites is a bit too much for him to handle. So, last rites drops him. They didn't have a Divine Shield ready in order to use here, but they still want that camp. They're fighting for it. And Chachu, Deathwing, alive. They got the camp, but Urel is coming. Wants Deathwing, and doesn't get Deathwing. Deathwing is able to get out here. Okay. The rest of the team, on the other hand, might not be able to. Oh, Thrall was trying to rush away and had the movement speed, but they blocked them. Now Karazim got the Divine Shield. The stun on Tracer. Tracer with 56,000 damage. Again, top damage in the game. They got level 16 talents now too, which obviously helps. Morenas nearly dead with Malthael, but we, for example, have Garrosh at the top lane. So, not even a problem here. Oh, but boy, it is. It's spicy. 21 kills against 8. The problem is really the structures. If it wasn't for all of those structures destroyed, it wouldn't really look all that horrible. The blue team would still be behind, but, you know, 8 kills to 21, 1.5 levels behind, it would still be, I don't want to say salvageable, but definitely much better. Now we got the 3rd kill from Malthael, so 3 stacks on his ult, 15-second cooldown reduction. They get also Uther and Karazim, both of the supports immediately. And yeah, at this point, it's falling apart. Losing too many structures. If they can somehow safeguard them as well while they still work in those kills is a bit of a different story. But the reality is that the gap is very, very much visible. And the red team, despite them losing a couple of fights and heroes, are looking just extremely good here. So once again, the next attack coming in from Lopaka as he's trying to help the team prep up another kill on Thrall. And there's no way for Trialing to get out of this, especially once that Ultralisk arrived. That axe is going all the way down. Okay, nobody's going to pick that up anymore. If somebody was looking for it, there's no chance that you're recovering that. 64,000 damage for Ultralisk now. The only one in the entire game that hasn't died yet, by the way. So, yeah, Ultralisk is crushing it. Absolute comfort pick for him, of course. Bit of top lane damage here now, too. They still want at least 1 kill, and they're not gonna get it. They can waste some time there, but let's face it, they're not gonna get a kill on him that easily. If they can lock one in later on, that would still be great. Malthael, by the way, is going for the next objective. The blue team has essentially already given up on that and is instead just attempting to brawl, take advantage of the increased death timers. But for that, they need to win that fight first, and currently it's not looking like they will. It's a 5 versus 4 now that Thrall has arrived, and you know what? Garrosh is gone. Garrosh is gone. Scorch is on the run, getting followed by a real dragon here. There's the ult. That's an interesting drop on Tychus' ult. Not quite what I expected, but they go for Malfurion, and he gets punched in the face. Yeah, Malfurion gets punched out, so he's dead. That's another hero down. Ultralisk, a little bit low. Ooh, and he still makes it out. They really wanted him. Karazim was on the run and was really hoping to drop him. Tychus is now eliminated, so he's gone. Jizen is still standing there. Ultralisk just saw him and was like, yeah, maybe I should do this a bit later. But they have 3-4 heroes still alive. The Immortal, though, with 100% shield is now absolutely going to smack them around on that top lane. That's inevitable. Whereas down here, they could keep the catapults at bay a little bit longer, but this push is going to likely end the game too. This is brutal. This is gonna be the end of the keep for sure, but probably the game too. Level 20 talents will be there in a moment. And even with all of the stacks that we're seeing for Tychus sitting 166, it's just not happening. Morena's killed, but it comes at... No, it doesn't come at a cost. Karazim gets away. Karazim gets away. Who knows? Maybe they can defend. Maybe they can hold on to the core. The attack's still there. It's a full-out brawl. There's only 3 heroes for the red team. And they're about to lose one of them, I think. Oh, Urel actually has still a ult, so they're going for Lopaka instead. And Lopaka is dead. But they really, really, really need to start dealing with the Immortal. Because the Immortal is currently winning the game. Tychus is isolated and dropped. The core is falling. Thrall wants to be a hero and deal with it. Charchu and Deathwing realize that he might get another kill on Malfurion. That one's shut down too. And yeah, that's the end of it. It's Winion time. The Immortal takes it. And the Kings win on Battlefield of Eternity. GG. We're going to head straight into game number 2, but before we do, once again guys, if you enjoy the coverage on the channel here, if you enjoy the match, please like and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. It also helps to boost the game to an even wider audience. And of course, it helps to get people back into Heroes of the Storm as the algorithm recommends the videos to people that were interested in Heroes of the Storm in the past. So again, before we continue, if you haven't done it yet, subscribe to the channel and like the video. Appreciate it. And with that, we're heading straight into the second map of the series. Game number 2, Infernal Shrines. The lead goes to the Kings. Lots of kills, at least, for Team Cat Red. I also had to ask. I asked Onigiri in the lobby, and I was like, I haven't looked it up, but does your name relate in any way to sushi? Because I get hungry every single time that I cast you boys. And he actually confirmed it. So Onigiri is apparently some kind of ball of rice. And I was like, yeah, no shit, buddy. Welcome to the world of sushi. Rice plus X. So I'm not quite sure what exactly it is or what's added to it. But at least I know that I'm in the right ballpark. So I'm not crazy that I get hungry every single time that I see his nickname. Thank God that I had sushi yesterday. So this is one of the things, by the way, that I love about living in Valencia. There are so many different good cuisines here. It's crazy. Not just like Mediterranean. You have really good ramen here. You have really good sushi here too. Some pretty fancy sushi restaurants as well. And I'm not really claiming that it's the same like if you go to Japan, for example. But if I compare the variety to anything that I experienced in, let's say, the US or anywhere else where I live, it is on a completely different level. It's absolutely amazing. So food in Valencia is not only very affordable, the restaurants are not super expensive, but it's also just fantastic. You can get so much good food from so many different corners of the planet. It's awesome. So yeah, big thumbs up. It's one of the things that I love the most probably about living here. We get our Azmodan pick. Yep, very happy today. It's now the second series that we get Azmodan in. And in the context of Meta Madness, this isn't really a meme pick. Keep in mind, we have all of these heroes down here banned out for the duration of the tournament. In addition, the 10 that were played in game number 1 cannot be played again. So now, obviously, you know, you're looking at this and you're like, alright, what can we do in Infernal Shrines? A little bit of lane control. We get Leo for AoE, we have Azmodan, Diablo for a couple of decent stuns. Could be combined with Tacita, for example, if they're looking for another damage dealer. Would be one option for sure. You get the fence from Diablo, and then you can just, bam, wall stun after wall stun. With Whitemane and Cassia leading the charge for the blue team now. Also, again, a reminder, in the round robin, we play out all 3 maps. This is not a traditional best of 3. So if a team pulls ahead with a 2-0, the third map still gets played, because every single map represents a point that you can get. Now, Teal gets banned out. Deckard Cain also gets eliminated. And that leaves us with still plenty of supports here. Ooh, Arthur's and Imperius. Okay. Alright, Arthur's Imperius. So, lots of CC and control if they can keep them alive. Whitemane is gonna have to do her best here. Cassia for the damage and gives them also a blind. Gul'dan is up if you still want a mage. Jaina also, if you think that you can go for, I don't know, Howling Blast and Spear combo from Imperius. And, well, on the other side, our final 2 picks, that gives us Ana, nano boosted Azmodan, or nano boosted Kel'Thas. Oh, we could get a nano boosted Pyro, just saying. Yeah, Ana and Kel'Thas. Alright. I would have loved to see Tassadar just for the combo with Diablo, to tell you the truth. But this is still solid. That's a lot of damage that can come from the 2 after Azmodan is stacked. And Leo can help with the stacking at the beginning. Even Kel'Thas can. Kel'Thas with the Flame Strike can help Azmodan a lot. And that leaves us with our last pick. Third frontliner, Sonya, ladies and gentlemen. So in Final Shrines, map number 2, let's go. We got Team Cat Red against the Nameless Kings. Map number 2, the blue team on the left with Rana on Cassia, Chachu on Imperius, Shizen on Whitemane. We got the Sushi Lover on Arthas and Dryerling on Sonya. Over on the right side of the map, we get Lopaka on Diablo. Ooh, Ultralis with Gluttony over here with Azmodan. So first of all, that Ultralis is the one that is playing Azmodan is already a little bit of a surprise, but we get in addition to that also Gluttony. With Lopaka, as I said, on Diablo, Ubi on Leoric, Scorch on Ana, and Morenas playing Kel'Thas in game number 2. So, let the show begin. What can they pull off here? This is a nice Diablo skin, by the way, just in general. I really like that Terror skin that he has there. Very reminiscent of Diablo 3. It's very cool to see it like this in the game. I gotta admit, when I first saw Diablo in that form, I was a little bit like, yeah, it looks really different from, you know, the old school Diablo 2. But I have to admit that it has certain style points, at least when you portal the model over into Heroes of the Storm. It looks really, really cool here, especially the way that it moves. Apparently I'm not the only one that is craving some sushi. Looks like the Nameless Kings want some as well, but they're not getting any! Nope! No sushi for you! That was a cool save. Whitemane working overtime here, and Onigiri is actually still alive. So that was pretty cool that they were able to save Arthas there. I would have not bet on him, I gotta admit. So yeah, that looked very much like it's going to be a big loss for them. But hey, they pulled it off. So far, so good. So the little traps that we are constantly set by the teams against them is something that eventually they should really try and deal with. Find some way to check those pushes, because they fell victim to them multiple times, but right now the situation is at least looking a little bit better. So on top of that, we now have, again, the push through the bottom of the map. This rotation between the lanes just keeps continuing. And in the same vein, we also have, of course, a rotational play from the red team who are trying to stack Azmodan, and he's already at 40 stacks. So now, 2 minutes in, 40 stacks, even though we had some team fights going on. In this case, it seems... Oh, Kel'Thas goes down! First blood for the blue team! Not bad! I like it! They're saving the target, they're saving Cassia, but, yep, have a look at that. That was actually well done. I did not think that would happen, but Kel'Thas gets caught and gets killed, and that is the end, and the first blood play for Team Cat Red. So, round of congratulations in order here. Nicely done. Me likey. Now, for the Nameless Kings, what does that mean? Right now, not a whole lot, but I guess we'll see. Maybe another camp for the blue team. They're trying again for sushi. Are they going to get some this time? Nah. No sushi for you. They're still hungry. And that's why they're going for the mercenary camp at the bottom of the map to at least lock that in. Not quite playing out. Kudos also, by the way, to Whitemane. Really nice plays already, trying to keep everybody alive here, and it's been working. So maybe we can see a few more of that throughout the game. And for the Nameless Kings, gotta tighten things up a little bit, don't they? On level 4, we're getting, for now at least, Hurricane for Sonya. That's going to help a little bit, especially when we're talking about the Shrine fights later. And the first Shrine is actually active, so we get a Water Punisher for now. Water Punisher is the first one to be locked in. The red team is already pulling ahead with 10 Shrine minions. The attack against Cassia again. Howling Blast. Follow up from Imperius. They're trying follow Parker. And he eats a lot of damage, but is able to get out, as we're seeing the side laners join too. And they're following up with a kill on Whitemane. Yeah, that's the problem. Once that Whitemane is down, then you're in real trouble. She's been doing so much to keep the team alive. And now they're losing out on her. And that's where Onigiri finally falls. So, yeah, that is the moment right here. That hurts a little bit, but okay, they were able to make that happen. Level 7 is also available now for the Nameless Kings, so that's another advantage that they're currently running here. Ahead on the objective, ahead on experience, and now the kills are finally starting to tickle in, as we have 3 to 1. Diablo is all the way up top side, and this is where the red team is starting to take a bit more control. Very nice aggression initially from the blue team, but now things are going to be very, very difficult, especially since again the next gank is set up, this time at the top lane. Sonya falls, the Mortar Punisher is already claimed, and down at the bottom of the map they're going for some body blocking, and they will get another kill on Morenas. So Arthas is able, with the help of the rest of the team, to take down Kalthas. They have an easier time now defending against the Immortal. So, as in previous games, they're doing what they can to not fall too far behind here. And some of those moves, quite solid. But they're already trailing by an entire level, which is, of course, making things very, very tricky. Right now, it's also the top lane that's a bit of a problem. The red team has not only pushed at the bottom of the map with the help of the objective, with the help of the Punisher, but they are also going for the top lane. And this fort is nearly eliminated. The Inspire buff triggered on the entire minion wave. Sonya has been helping out there too. It wasn't only Leoric pushing for it. So this could still result with the team losing an entire fort just through the first objective phase. Asmodan is sitting at 130 stacks, by the way. So he is really bringing the numbers in now. We have 5 minutes in, and it's 130 stacks for him. And he is just crushing it there. We got Bombardment on level 7, following up on the level 1 kill. Oh, another kill as Whitemane gets dropped. Chachu with a tap on the fountain, but Cassia can't escape. Nano boosted Asmodan indeed. Yeah, goes for the laser show, tries to get a hit. Bullseye, baby! 3-pointer right there. Nicely done from Ultralisk. And that's, of course, also the bottom fort basically gone. So, yeah, with the bottom fort eliminated, that means that 2 of the forts are now dropped. So they are very heavily ahead on all of this. I mean, yeah, kudos. They are running this one. They're running a tight ship here now. In the early game, they lost 1 hero, but ever since then, it's been the show of the red team. Also, obviously, boosted by the fact that they had an early level 10. Now that we have both sides with heroic abilities, maybe there's a chance for the Red Cats to bring it back. They got Syndragosa and we have Leap. Those 2 in tandem could already help. So it's all about getting some CC going over there. Asmodan is happy. Look at him. Whee! Flying on his little cloud, arms at the side, and just enjoying life. That's Asmodan. So, yeah, he's a happy panda. Always was, always will be. They get some more damage in from, yeah, Ultralisk. Hyper-aggressive positioning from him too. Beacon Tomb! There comes the damage! Another laser. They go for Whitemane again. Shizen on the run. Not the only one. Cassia is the first one to fall. Syndragosa is out. But Imperius plus Whitemane and Cassia have all now been eliminated. That's 3 down. Sonya still sitting in the middle. Little that she can do about this. As we have 24,000 damage for Asmodan. He's the top dog in the game right now. And they have a 2-level gap, which leads to a talent lead for the Nameless Kings. So, yeah, looking real good here. And they even dive past the wall to get a kill on Arthas. And that's a big wave that is coming in now. So there's a chance that... I don't think they can... Well, can they eliminate the keep? Probably not, but they can definitely damage it. Yeah. Get some extra hits in. Auto attack just to get the Inspire buff going, and if you remove 50%, 30% of those hit points, I mean, that's a W in and of itself. 259 stacks on the baseline for Azmodan. It's even better. Leo alone on the objective. Sometimes it's a little bit misleading when Team Cat Rat is able to win some of these team fights, because again, in order to do so, they oftentimes abandon the objective a little bit. At least when we're talking about game number 1. And this is where just the awareness and the way that the Kings are spreading themselves out is just giving them a huge edge. Fantastic control here from Azmodan. Again, after the last patch when wave clear just became so much more important than side laning, wave control, Azmodan with that AoE has risen in priority for sure. But the big barbecue right now with the team. Oh my god, the murder entomb! That's 4 down, and oi, that hurts. Yeah, that was brutal. That was absolutely brutal. They get the double kill against Cassia and Arthur's first, and then Leo comes in because he says, boys, I also want to participate in a couple of these team fights. Drops another huge entomb on them, and they get 2 more kills. That's 15 in total. They still hope to get Sonya as well, who has avoided most of this throughout the game. Tries the spear, doesn't get connected, gets the wall stun, and yeah, that should be the end of Sonya. No! Leaps away at the leap cooldown still. Sonya is able to escape. Oh, for a second I thought Ultralisk might have this. They should have Ultralisk now. He went way too deep. And Azmodan, he needs some Slim Fast. I mean, these days it would be Ozempic, I suppose. But yeah, Ultralisk is able to get away. By the way, have you guys actually seen some of the pictures of what's happening in Hollywood right now with all of that Ozempic craze? That is just insane. Ariana Grande, girl, eat a pizza, please. Every single time I see a picture of that girl, I am just like afraid that she is going to drop. Imagine bumping into her by accident and just breaking all her bones and then being taken to court. Absolutely crazy. And she's not the only one, but she's just one of the prime examples. For the love of God, eat some food. Why are we all of a sudden looking at this whole anorexia style again? I thought we were done with this. This was when I was in school that was a big problem. Why are we going back to that? Absolutely horrific. Full skeleton style. Babylon B apparently had like a line that was absolutely hilarious, where they said starving children in Africa are currently gathering donations to buy some food for Ariana Grande. Absolutely top-notch line. Oh boy, how did we end up here? Ah yeah, Azmodan. Yeah, exactly. He could use some. He could definitely lose a pound or two. Big hero hitbox, and that gets obviously exploited a lot. Talking about exploiting things, the Kings are just exploiting their experience and are wrecking team member after team member. 20 kills against 4 currently, with nearly a fully stacked baseline quest for Ultralisk. Ultralisk's biggest problem is his mana pool. He's consistently running out of mana, and he's like, boys, I gotta go back. He needs Malfurion or someone, you know, just somebody that can top him off a time or two. I would have expected them to go for Pyroblast, by the way, but that hasn't happened. Kalthas, still top damage in the game, though. So, yep, he has overtaken Ultralisk, too. And even in the... Oh, Sonya. Oh, jumping out. No aggression, but, yeah, is able to get away. So, 3.5 level lead now for the blue... for the red team. And this could... okay, we're not going to get a double talent advantage here, but it's still brutal. They're pinning them down in their base. Top keep destroyed. Bottom keep also in some serious trouble. And Azmodan has his quest completed even before he hits level 20. Trample on 16. So we're going to get some trample style from Ultralisk. Can't wait for that. And yeah, I mean, on top of that, for the blue team, it's all about getting level 16 talents. Sonya is likely going to go down up to the top lane, trying to get herself some extra XP with that minion wave. But the bottom keep is so low that they will lose it eventually. Where's Trample Boy when you need him? So far I haven't seen too much of this, but there's level 16 now. Okay. That gives us, amongst other things, also Remorseless Winter. They have on top of that Celestial Swiftness. Ah, they tried the Arthur's Syndragosa flank. Didn't quite work out. Morenas, they're getting some connects. Is it a kill? Anna with everything she has. And, well, there it is. It's a double, it's a triple. It's a 5-man team wipe. The entire team gone. Huge fight, huge loss for the blue team. They tried it. They wanted to force it also before level 20. They forced it on 19 with even talents. Tried what they could, but the red team went through them like hot butter through cheese and just obliterated them. So now the core about to go down. We're 13 minutes into the game, and this is where it ends for the blue team. We're going to head towards game number 3 with a 2-0 lead for the Nameless Kings. Again, a fantastic showing for them here. They are one of the top teams in the tournament right now, and it clearly shows. So, nicely done, GG, and well played on Infernal Shrines. Coming up next, we have the third map of the series. If you guys enjoy the content, also consider to head over to patreon.com/Khaldor. Support our efforts to keep the Heroes of the Storm esports scene alive there. It's the best way to support the channel. Huge shout out to everybody that is already a supporter. You guys are really helping to keep this alive, and you help us to host event after event for the game here. Especially after Blizzard abandoning this already 7 years ago. It's absolutely fantastic that we're still able to do this here. So big shout out to all of the supporters. And again, if you enjoy the coverage, if you would like to support us, head over there and check it out. Thanks a lot. Enjoy the next game. 2-0 lead for the Kings. Let's be honest, that was to be expected. I like that the blue team is fighting back as much as they can, and they're not really afraid to throw in a couple of team fights. But of course, they are outclassed here. Now, if they can throw a lucky punch, then they might be able to get themselves a point, and even if not, just learning from the games against the toughest opponents in the round robin would help them for others where they might have a bigger chance. By now, we find ourselves in a situation where 20 heroes are banned out because they've been played, and then we also have the 13 pre-bans down here, so 33 heroes are gone. Now another 6 will be banned out during the draft itself, and that roughly reduces the remaining hero pool to half. So Vikings get banned, Zeratul gets eliminated. Makes a lot of sense. Anything that is a very mobile, agile assassin with a lot of mobility tools, like we've seen from Tracer in game 1, is something that the blue team should try and get rid of as quickly as they can. They chose the map, so we're going to towers now, and we have Tyrael follow Parker as the first pick. But is there something that the cats can throw against them? Early Greymane pick, plus we get Zul, so that already gives them a lot of wave clear as they rotate between lanes. Alexstrasza, locked in by Ultralisk. I would assume that they're swapping heroes around, or it's going to be an interesting game. As I said before, you shouldn't take any games here too easily, because every map counts. And there's the Stitches pick. Alright, I was already wondering if you see Tyrael not as a main tank. And with Stitches Alexstrasza, you obviously know where this is headed. They're going to try and go for the Globe quest, and they will make sure that Stitches is going to be a hit point heavy monster in the late game and absolutely make him absolutely unkillable. Greymane can try and deal with this, but this is going to be a little bit different. And to be fair, depending on the build that Alexstrasza goes for, she could also do a little bit more damage. But combined with Stitches, I would of course still expect to see a full-on Globe play here. Mephisto gets banned out. Too many evils have already been played by the Kings, so this is one that gets shut down now. Final ban. What do you actually get rid of here if you're the Kings? What are you worried about? What is still left where you're looking at it and you're like, nah. The global. Yeah, right. Getting that gust can definitely ruin a lot of plays. So, yeah, Falster gets banned out. Makes sense. Still can't wait to see the damage dealers for the Kings. There could still be a bit of an X-Factor pick, obviously, on their side. So, right now, for the blue team, I was about to say the final picks, but we're not quite there yet. But I still want to see what that front line is. Muradin. Okay. Muradin is in the house, and we get Zagara. Ooh. Zagara hooked or targeted by a judgment? I'm sorry, girl, but you're gone. So, I'm not quite sure who they're planning to get as their support, but whoever it is will have to run overtime on this one. And Illidan. Judgment plus Hunt? Is that what we're seeing here, or is Tyrael really going into Sanctification instead? And then Kel'Thuzad. Oh boy, this is gonna hurt. Oh boy, yeah, that is going to hurt for sure. Alright, guys. That might be a wild one. Especially with Illidan here. There's one stun for Murden against him. There's Zul. Can lock him down slightly, but all in all, this is very annoying to go up against, especially with that Stitches Alexstrasza combo to top things off. Towers of Dune, game 3. And here comes Auriel. So yeah, let's get this party started, and let's see if Team Catrat can somehow make this a huge surprise and upset, or if the Nameless Kings are on their way to a third map win. They certainly have a cool draft, and this should be fun, so let's go. The blue team on the left, definitely I definitely don't envy them. That's a rough lineup to go up against, given how things have been going so far. Urana on Zagara, we got Chachu on Zul, Shizen on Auriel, Onigiri is playing Muradin, and Drealink on Greymane. But yeah, there's our combo. Scorch on Alexstrasza. They indeed swapped things over. Ultralisk is the one that is playing Kel'Thuzad for the team. But Circle of Life as the level 1 choice. And then we have Stitches now played by Morenas going for Hungry for More. Already with 5% additional movement speed. And he can obviously top this off even further by getting globes, which is where Alexstrasza comes into play. Lopaka also going to benefit from the globe talents with Tyrael. And then we got Ubi on Illidan. So if they're really going on for all-out aggression, then we're going to get Judgment, Hunt, Hooks, and the blue team already trying to set up a little bit of a trap. I mean, not really. No. They were just hiding in the bushes a little bit and didn't want to go for the 5 versus 5 fight in the middle, which makes obviously a whole lot of sense. So, yep, there's that. Next little play, and Zagara is gone. Alright, so Zagara eliminated. She gets toasted. First blood already. And yeah, with that said and done, we have still our top lane with Illidan going up against Zul. Obviously, over here with 3 stacks on both, on all 3, Tyrael, Alexstrasza, and on Stitches. They are off to a very nice start with the rotation between the lanes and controlling the globes. This is going to be even more so important once they're starting to go for some of the mercenary camps which have by now spawned, so that's going to accelerate the process a little bit. There's one more globe to be grabbed here, and once that Alexstrasza is done with her quest, you can guarantee that we're going to see especially Stitches just boost this up like crazy. So they're not going for the camp. Stitches could have technically tried to move in and claim that, but instead Zagara is there, and they get another kill. Now, this is not only about stacking the globe quests. We obviously have the baseline quest also for Kel'Thuzad, and that's another thing that they're going to be aiming for here. But, yeah, I mean, Alexstrasza is sitting at 8. So, she's nearly done with this. 7 more needed. This is going to be pretty big. Oh, and no, Greymane makes it. Auriel, she's delivering hope over here. Yeah, the one thing that dies last. Or so we assumed we might see in this game. There's again the follow-up. This is actually a really dirty combo too, whenever we see like these hooks coming out, and then you have Kel'Thuzad following up on it too. Alexstrasza now dead for the 3rd time, and I already said at the beginning that this would be a rough one for her, and you can see exactly here why. I mean, she is mega squishy, and this is even without heroic abilities, which I would assume are going to make things so much harder for them too. So, yeah, crazy stuff here. I mean, really crazy stuff. Poor Zagara has now died 3 times. All kills against Zagara. Now, 9 stacks for Alex. That's number 10 that now comes in. Easy. And, yeah, on top of this... I mean, Stitches is already at 11 stacks. Stitches is nearly sitting... No, not again! Okay, this time it's at least Muradin gets caught, but he might be able to get away here. Tyrael... Nice! Tyrael actually gets out. Zagara was just happy that it wasn't her for once. She's just sitting there as like, you know what? At least I was able to escape. Now, each team at the top has been able to get 1 altar, so it's not going to be a 40-0 win for either team. But we have the second channel for the Kings, so they are pulling ahead on the objective already. 13 stacks now for Alexstrasza, and as I said before, she is about to hit that. She's hitting that quest mega early. She's going to hit it at the 4-minute mark roughly. It's sitting at 14 as we speak, so an easy last globe, and we're going to get the acceleration on the talents for Stitches and for Tyrael. 20 stacks for Khaldor, so he is also dropping the numbers here. I mean, it's very early in the game, but look at his damage output as is already. 9,000. Yes, Tyrell is a bit ahead, but imagine how he's going to be propelled forward once that he gets the additional spell damage. And with Alexstrasza now just on cooldown, dropping the circle here, Tyrael and Stitches are going to be benefiting like mad. Late game is theirs. They have so many heroes that are currently scaling well into the late game. It's going to be rough. Greymane, by the way, top damage in the game, and Zagara is at 18,000 herself, so I should mention that too. While we're talking about Khaldor and his damage output, let's not forget that the blue team is currently running much higher damage on 2 of their heroes. This should eventually flip, but still. So once again, here comes Stitches at the front. Morenas, careful a little bit. Greymane is trying to commit here. Yep. And Muradin on his way back out. The Stitches might be angling for another hook, and he misses it barely. Yeah, close call though. But Stitches is now at 22 stacks, 23 stacks. Yeah, this is going to be rough. Hungry for more is wild. That's 500 extra hit points that he already has. 500 extra hit points. And Tyrael has 22 stacks, so he gets the additional regeneration that he's running here. Which is also just crazy considering that we're barely 5 minutes into the game. Also, Khaldor is now done, so extra spell power. They're just pushing past the bell tower. They don't really care anymore. And yeah, Stitches still fine. Alexstrasza healing them up. She is going to run out of mana eventually. This is the biggest problem that Scorch currently has. But they have another minion wave coming in. And now the pressure is just real. It's a 1.5 level lead. Nearly, not quite there yet. And they're going for the bell tower conversion. Stitches, 27 stacks. It's just crazy. Like every couple of seconds, he's getting another 25 to 50 HP. So now Judgment is ready. They're coming in with it. Body blocking Zagara. She's gone. Here's the ult from Khaldor. And they are just murdering it. Hunt on Illidan is expected. Down goes Zagara and Greymane. Muradin is trying to jump out. 7 kills to 0. And the fact alone that there's one team with heroic abilities and the other one still trailing those hard is already enough. Auriel gets killed too. Illidan is feeling a little bit left alone. He's like, team, what's going on here? I want to have some fun as well. But he's just going for minions at this point. Stitches on 32 stacks already. 750 extra hit points. 6 minutes into the game. Craziness. Absolute craziness. 5 more shots fired as the blue team drops down to 23 points on the core. They are trying to reclaim that bell tower, but well, good luck with that. It's not going to be easy. Once they have level 10, they might have a shot here, but Zagara will have to really pressure. And be protected in the meantime, of course. Another factor is that the Kings are very soon going to lock in a level 13 talent for Stitches, which will give him the extended hook range. Yeah, Zagara... No way! That is nasty. That's some nasty play by Khaldor. That didn't result in a kill, but let's take another look at this. I mean, he gets the ult out. Zagara's, okay, I gotta run here. And then she gets just pulled back and nearly dies. So, really sweet move. Judgment! And nice reaction from Auriel. Double more. Maybe they can get a kill here. Oh, Stitches! No, he gets his Devour off and doesn't die. Illidan, he wants a piece of it, comes in, and they drop both Muradin and Zagara. Both of them are gone. 13 talents changed so much here. And now that Illidan has joined the fun, he's just wreaking havoc. Ubi, do not tell me he's able to escape. 5-man team wipe. Yeah, like hot butter through cheese. Ultralisk goes for the Sudoku move over here. Apparently needed some mana. And is immediately coming back. Stitches has by now 43 stacks. So 1,000 plus extra hit points that he's currently running. 13 kills to 1. And Ultralisk is back to business. Absolutely mad. They're going for the middle. Trying to exchange bell towers from the looks of it. I think that the blue team is going to retake the bottom of the map. Especially since they have Greymane now with them too. There's still a channel that can happen. Yeah, there would be 5 shots fired. Nobody wants to channel. Everybody wants to brawl. And Illidan wanted to brawl a little bit too much. So Illidan gets taken out. Illidan is eliminated. That altar, by the way, is still there. They could have taken it at any point in time. They decided against it. Ultralisk gets the ult from Alex. So he survives. And turns it instantly with mad damage once again. Holy hell. 50 stacks on Stitches. By the way, he's sitting at 15% extra movement speed right now. 15% already. I honestly, this is... Oh, yeah. That on the other hand hurts. Yeah, that's unfortunate. They go for Alex, for Zagara, and they get her. But Tyrael, can they get him? No. Tyrael's gonna get out here. So Tyrael gets away. I still don't know 100%. I think it's not capped. I think the movement speed on Stitches is not capped. At max movement speed, then yes. So he's gonna be eventually faster as a mount. But I think there is... I don't know what the hard cap is, honestly. But there has to be one. But right now, the movement speed advantage that he's getting is just absolutely crazy. There was a time when he was capped, I believe, at 20% additional movement speed. But obviously, in just a few seconds, we're already going to move past that. Once he has his 60 stacks, then we're there. 16 talents already. Bottom bell tower converted again. The one in the middle too. Blue team was able to reclaim it. But it's just consistently that 5 versus 3 advantage that keeps... That's the name of the game. So, again, body blocks, big damage. And specifically when we're talking about Khaldor, Khaldor is now at 48,000 damage. He's still trailing Greymane, but I don't think for long. Greymane gone, Muradin gone, Zagara gone. Now they're going for, yeah, Zul, and he's dead too. They killed Khaldor, but obviously he's insta back. So in situations like that, Ultralisk himself doesn't really care too much. He has his level 4 talent here, and that allows him to just get back over and over again. So this is working quite nicely. Oriel, as the only survivor, won't be able to retake the bell tower at the bottom of the map. 20 kills to 4, and a 3-level gap between the two teams now. 36 points on the core against 15. Shizen is just dodging as best as possible. Tries to escape here. Again the chain, and this time they get the kill. That's so dirty. That's honestly so dirty from Ultralisk. And Illidan is getting control. So the barrage is about to start. They're starting the barrage here. This is where the game could end. They're trying to retake the middle, but instantly Illidan and Tyrael are there in order to prevent it from happening. So the barrage has started. We have a single altar coming up. Ubi gets chased back out. 63 stacks now for Stitches. 20% movement speed advantage for him. And he's just going full race car on us, moving between the lanes, as the blue team just cannot retake those bell towers. And the shots, they keep coming. They keep coming. So do the kills. Zul down. Muradin down. Everybody getting wrecked and murdered, as Irana on Zagara is also going to fall victim to, to Ultralisk. Another play from him. Pumpkins make it through. And that's game. They could go take it through the altar. They can take it through the barrage. Whatever they decide to do, this is over. That's lights out. 3 more points for the Kings as they take the series without dropping a map. Cats did what they could, but in this case, it was just not enough. The core goes down, and the Kings establish themselves as the top dogs once again. Nicely done. GG, and well played.